Did you know that the average resume gets looked at for 5 to 6 seconds? So we need it to be perfect. Welcome to Beyond Film School, where I teach you all about the film industry. I'm Amber, and in this video, we are talking about how to make the perfect film resume. 5 to 6 seconds is very, very short, and it actually used to be 10 to 20 seconds a couple years ago, but social media, reels, shorts, that's affecting our brains and our attention span, so it's pretty bad. Your resume has to be top notch to actually keep the eyes on the page a little bit longer than 5 to 6 seconds, because if you have an average resume or an ugly resume, people are gonna put you in the note pile and you will not get looked at.
I'm so sorry. Next, please.
Here, we're gonna start off with making it pretty, okay? Make your resume look nice. Make it aesthetically pleasing to the eye. If I don't like the format or the layout of what's on the page and it looks ugly, my eyes don't wanna stay there. Involve color, texture, all these things will keep the eyes on the page, and you can break the whole formality of a corporate resume. This is film, this is probably the most creative, collaborative, artistic medium there is in the world, so make it look pretty. Plus, if you're making it look pretty and someone's hiring and they're getting like 20, 30, 50, 100 resumes, yours is gonna stand out because everyone else is usually ugly.
What's that?
A really big mistake that a lot of people make on their resume, especially in film, is they tend to highlight the company that they worked for. Now, when you are in film, we want to know what your position was, not the company you worked for. Eventually, yes, we want to see the information on the resume, but it's all about what actually you did in the job. So position, make it pop out, make it bold, and make it the leftmost thing that they see on the page, because say you're an English speaker, we read from left to right. So that left side of the page is gonna be prime real estate because our eyes go there first. Might as well be the position because that is the most valuable thing on your resume, the experience you have. So make sure your position stands out, it's bolded, it's out there, okay? And you say it all the time, because some people like to do like production assistant and then they list the jobs underneath it. No, I need you to put set PA, set PA, set PA, set PA. Let's knock them over the head with the position you were in. So position. It's not about the company, it's about the position you were in. This is an item that I think is pretty specific to the film industry because I don't see this on corporate resumes, and it is like required in film resumes, is you have to put your supervisors. For example, as a second or key second AD, assistant director, I'm gonna list my first AD, my UPM, and the line producers I worked for. If I am a set PA, I'm gonna list all the ADs I worked for. You have to make sure that making that pretty resume, you're gonna have to really play with your format to make sure you get the job in there, and also your supervisors. Let's just say, for example, you are a boom operator. You're gonna list the sound mixer and the director. Or if you are a best boy or a grip, you're gonna list your key grip or the gaffer. Making sure that you list your supervisors. This is something that we want to see on a film resume. I mentioned this before a little bit, and color and texture. Don't be afraid to show your personality with color and texture. If your favorite color is purple, put purple and different variations of purple on your resume. You can really use color to divide information, make it look pretty, make it look organized with different colors. I would say, because we are in such a creative medium, be creative with your resume. Experiment with color, especially with your name. Let's make that name nice and proud and very pretty and artistic looking. You can do whatever you want with your name and how you want to present your name. Color and texture. Let's do it. If your resume looks anything like this example where there are lots of big paragraphs, long sentences, this is a big no-no. You do not want to go here. Let's stop right there. We do not want long sentences. We want clear, concise, sweetly short information on your resume, because these things have to pop out quick. And again, going back to that fact that the average resume gets looked at for 5 to 6 seconds. That is not a long time. So we got to have lovely information pop off a page. Anything that is a paragraph, if you have an about me, a personal statement, or a professional summary at the top of the page, that is lovely. Keep it, because you may need it, depending on where you are in your film career, or if you're starting or changing careers. It shouldn't be more than 3 or 4 lines. 4 lines is like maxing out. That's the only place I would expect to have a paragraph. Everything else, job descriptions, courses you've taken, talking about your soft skills, anything like that should not be or look like a paragraph or long sentences. Short, sweet, simple, and concise, and you really, when you're keeping it short with like bullet points and stuff like that, it helps your format and it makes it look pretty. So make sure you're avoiding paragraphs and sentences.
Nobody wants to read that.
Everyone's afraid to do this one. Showing your personality is pretty challenging because you're like, how much do I reveal about myself? Am I allowed to? Now, here's the thing. As someone who looks at resumes and someone who hires people through their resume or gives them an interview through their resume, I'm hiring a person. So I want to connect with you on a person-to-person level. I'm not hiring a robot. I'm not hiring someone remotely. I'm hiring someone that's going to be working on set with me. Basically, I'm going to be working with you as a person when it comes to certain projects in film. So I really need to get a feel for your personality from your resume. That one page, which I didn't mention this, but one page only, people. One page only. If you are more than one page, oh my goodness, please don't do that. Only one page. If you're making your resume and the way you speak in your resume to be very, very formal, it's really hard to get a grasp of the type of person you are. You're gonna show your personality through that color, right? The types of fonts that you use. If you use texture, the format that you're using. You're gonna show your personality when you talk about the about me, your personal summary, professional summary. That is gonna show a little bit who you are. And also the soft skills that you have. And if you have the room, you can afford to have a little section that has hobbies and interests or something that shows me a little bit about your life and who you are. I'm remembering from my SEP PA classes, there was a trainee, he had long distance running as his hobby. And I was like, oh my God, I'm a long distance runner. And I remember that. And now I remember him because of that. So those lovely personality type things and hobbies and interests and soft skills are things that are gonna grab the attention of the person reading the resume, and they're gonna remember you through that. So just keep that in mind. Show your personality in subtleties throughout your resume. Again, it can be shown through the way you present your name, the way you format your resume, colors, textures, the adjectives that you use about yourself. Show your personality, please. Don't overwhelm your reader. Don't jam pack everything onto that one page. There are some things you can take out and it's totally fine. If you are going past like 10 years of work history or employment or experience, it's okay. Leave some things you can talk about in the interview, okay? You don't have to put every single thing you've worked on, and also you don't have to put every single date on there either. I have not put a date on my resume since I got out of college, and that was like almost 20 years ago, 18 years ago since I got out of college, and I have not put a date on my resume. I refuse to, because, you know, when you put the date on your resume of like when you graduated college, you're like starting to age yourself, and then people are making judgments that they don't even realize they're making. So don't overwhelm your reader. Give some room, some negative space in there somewhere. Don't jam pack it. This honestly should have been the first one. The first one, every resume has to be tailored to the position you are applying for. And that goes for like every job. And a lot of people forget this in film. Get specific on your resume. So I know there are a lot of people out there who are, they're an editor, they're a writer, they're a producer, they're an actor, and also they're a director. I get it. I get it. You are multifaceted, but on your resume, you want to be an expert at something. So say, for example, you are an actor, but also you work behind the camera, and maybe you're an AD. I don't know. That comes to mind first because I am an assistant director. You're an actor, that's gonna be a separate resume. You as an AD, that's another separate resume. So when I was just out of college, and I already had loads of experience as an editor, as a camera person, and like I was trying to work my way up into the AD track, so I was like set PAing at the same time. I had 3 or 4 different resumes. One was for editing, one was for camera, one is for, you know, the AD track. You need to make sure that you are tailoring your resume to the position you are applying for. Please don't make this mistake. I know that we are multifaceted, but on your resume, you're an expert, and we want to see that. That's how you're gonna get more interviews. I guarantee it. Everyone forgets about this. Everyone. Everyone forgets about this. Please don't be that person. Make sure, and I know it sucks. I know it sucks because you have to like work on your resume constantly and constantly revise it. Just make your overall resumes, just make them separate, like get it ready. And then when it comes time to applying for a certain job, you can just like tweak a few things and then you're done. Tailor the resume to the position you're applying for. Please, please. Running a resume is hard, and I know that can be very difficult, and running a film resume is very, very different than probably what you've been told in college and what you've been told in career centers and all that stuff. And you're probably getting some advice from, I don't know, your doctor friend or your lawyer friend. You're like, well, in my world, we do this with the resume. Film resumes are different, and I cannot stress that enough. So just be mindful of who you give your resume to get feedback from. Film resumes are different. If you have something, a tip for a film resume, please put it in the comments. I'm happy to kind of like, let's all help each other out. So if you have something that you're like, oh, this helped me on my resume, put it in the comments. Let's help each other out in this community. If you've gotten this far, I know that you are very dedicated to making it in your film career. So give this video a like and a subscribe because it helps me grow as a YouTuber and help more filmmakers just like you. So helping me helps them. It's a lovely circle. I have more videos about writing your resume. Some get a little bit more specific when you have less experience when you're getting into film. I will put that video on the screen for you. And also, if you're looking for more film opportunities and you want to learn how to unlock them, I have a mini course for you. That link will be below for you. Check it out. It takes like 1 to 2 hours to do. I had a lot of fun making this course. And I have a lot of other resources on beyondfilmschool.com. So check it out. That is it for now. I shall see you next time.